Hey guys, First Alert meteorologist Daniel Sawicki here with you. And I kind of want to dive a little bit into the snow or the lack of snow that we've had this winter compared to last winter and how the results are kind of the same, but the reason we got here are a little bit different if you compare it to last year. Now, last winter was the warmest winter on record in all of Minnesota. Here in Mankato, southern Minnesota, many days were in the 40s and 50s. Actually, in Mankato, if you combine last December and February together, because January was a little bit colder, but in December and February combined, just 7 days in those 2 months with temperatures below the freezing mark for high temperatures. That's just how warm it was. Even had some days in the 60s in February. It was just a very warm winter. So anytime a storm system did come through the area, a lot of the times it was rain instead of snow. Overall, it was still very dry, though. Really through the region in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, just about 6 to 12 inches of snow fell all of last winter. Normally, in Mankato, it's 40 inches. Most of us are around that range. So that's a good 30 inches deficit of snow that we had last winter just because it was so warm. Now, this winter, it has been kind of colder, but let's talk about where we started. December 19th, that's the last time we've had some widespread measurable snowfall through the area. Otherwise, it has been very dry since December 19th. 47 days and counting now since we've had some widespread measurable snowfall. But this is for a little bit of different reasons. We finished December with those warmer temperatures, a lot of foggy days through Christmas and to the end of December. Temperatures mostly in the 30s. Some days did sneak into the low 40s. Just dreary, dry conditions. And actually, last time we had precipitation was right after Christmas when we had a little bit of a rain system. Drop about a quarter to half inch of rain, but since then, just dry. Now, January was cold, except for that last week. We all remember just last week when we finished January with some record highs, 40s, 50s. But the first 3.5 weeks of January were cold. But the jet stream, it went to the south. A lot of those storm systems traveled to the south of us this January. I don't know if you guys can remember, but there was that snow event that went through Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee. And then we all remember that deep south snowstorm. That's how far south that jet stream had went when we had that Arctic blast of cold air. Event not seen since 1895 with that snow that went through New Orleans, the deep south, 10 inches for them through southern Alabama, Mississippi, into the panhandle of Florida, seeing several inches of snow, some spots in the panhandle, 8, 9 inches, just crazy to see. But because that pattern and that jet stream was so far to the south, we were just cold and dry. In fact, here's our snow totals so far. Let me flip this for you guys. There we go. These are our snow totals so far for the winter, meteorological winter since December 1st. You can see roughly 2 to 8 inches, mostly St. Peter, and to the north, a little bit on the higher side. They got more snow with that system that came through on December 19th. Here at the station, just 5.8 inches. Again, the normal winter snowfall total is 40 inches, so we got a ways to go just to even get close to the average. Fair amount, around 5 inches. Blue Earth, 3.5 inches. Algona, Iowa, under 3 inches of snow since December 1st, and you can see that with our snow depth map, just nothing on the ground here in the southern half of Minnesota, all of Iowa, southern half of Wisconsin, a lot of South Dakota, and really not even that much higher snow totals on the ground right now, even as you travel into northern Minnesota, North Dakota. Just a very dry winter again so far. Now, we are watching for some snow chances, mainly Friday night through the day, Saturday, tomorrow. Just going to be some light flurry snow showers. Really not worried about accumulation. The biggest thing will be some light freezing drizzle. We'll show that. It gets cloudy tonight. A little bit of flakes around as you go towards 10 in the morning, really through about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Just kind of on and off flurry scattered snow showers. But the biggest thing will be what you don't see on the radar, and that's some freezing drizzle because the lower part of the atmosphere near the surface is going to be very saturated and moist. So there could be some light freezing drizzle, kind of like what we saw yesterday, especially to the west into places like Windham and stuff. A little bit of light freezing drizzle. You're not really going to notice it, but it could make some slick spots, some icy roads. So just be careful with that if that does occur in your area. Tomorrow, it'll clear out by Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon. Now, this is going to be mostly sunny on Thursday. Temperatures in the low to mid-20s. But it is going to be pretty windy out of the west with gusts around 30 to 35 miles an hour. Now, the real system we're really watching for the first chance at some widespread snowfall since December 19th comes late Friday, probably really just Saturday. Again, timing on this will change as we get more details on it, but you can expect after midnight Friday through the day Saturday, really start getting going around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. through the early afternoon. Looking likely that we are going to see some accumulating snowfall with this, but how much, that is the question, because you don't want to get anybody's hopes up, especially for people that rely on snow for their businesses like snow plowing businesses or ski resorts, things of that nature. But right now it does look, the farther north you go of I-90 towards Minneapolis, St. Cloud, that's kind of the gap where there's going to be more snowfall occurring as far as accumulation. Now, this is still early, but that is the best estimate as of right now where the heaviest snow will occur. Farther south you go towards the Minnesota-Iowa border, and even farther south, those totals drop off pretty fast. Now, again, we are watching this. We're going to monitor it. This could still shift some. So if it shifts to the north, that is going to take those totals further to the north. But if this thing can shift to the south, that'll bring some higher totals here into Mankato, southern Minnesota to along I-90. So we're going to keep a close eye on this. And it's some snow that we could use, because ultimately the impacts of another dry winter like we had last year leads to a lot of impacts as far as drought. We're already seeing some dry to moderate stage of the drought this winter. That's going to lead to wildfire risk being more enhanced as we go towards spring and summer. Leads to some consequences with wildlife. They're looking for some melting snow, places to get water, so they're traveling a lot. Plants, the stress on plants, just overall factors that really aren't noticed in the present with a dry winter, but you notice it more as you go into the spring and summer. We're going to monitor this snow as we go towards the weekend. We'll keep you updated. I hope everybody has a great Tuesday night.